This is an interesting question, and I will go a bit beyond. Probably what you have listened already is about the potential that Harmony has to standardize, harmonize data collection, and also to speed up research and new discoveries and to determine advances in hematologic malignancies. However, Harmony is much more. For instance, I want to speak about the work that we have done at the Value Framework Task Force, where we have analyzed the existing value frameworks to determine that these are not answering the right questions for hematologic malignancies in the current of the available treatment landscape. This is quite relevant from the point of view that the rising health costs have changed two important things. One is that increasingly HTA bodies, regulatory bodies, and other stakeholders are using value frameworks to determine the value of innovative therapies. And the other second important thing is that reimbursement decision making, at least in the European space, but also in other countries, is more linked to that value definition. This all means that if we don't assess properly the value of those treatments, we are leaving behind a lot of information that could be an obstacle to change the negative decision into a positive decision. Treatments that are not approved, properly valued, and reimbursed won't be available to the treatments at the end and won't be available for the clinicians to establish new standard of care. So this is what this task force was about. We analyzed different value frameworks, including all that are mostly used in the context of cancer, the ASCO, the ESMO, the NCCI, and others, but also included the ICER and other value frameworks, and try to understand what outcomes they were already incorporating, what evidence they were trying to get. And we discovered a few things. One is that quality of life and their patient-reported outcomes are currently included in many of these value frameworks, in the value assessment, But also, the data that should be available to inform that and to become the evidence is not always available. So Harmony has the potential to design a new value framework, to come with a new wheel to determine and to do right assessment of innovative treatments that could bring benefit not only in the context of hematologic malignancies, but even beyond that. But also we could be changing the strategy for evidence generation. And that's where I think that Harmony may leave a fingerprint that could change the future of access for patients. My organization is Lymphoma Coalition, and it's an organization that has been very data-driven. Every 2 years, we run a global patient survey to understand and measure the patient experience in all the lymphoma subtypes and inform in the right way, with the right evidence, the different stakeholders for their decision making. This means that we are focused on evidence-based advocacy, not only as part of Lymphoma Coalition, but also as personal beliefs. I'm pretty convinced that we need to base all our decisions in evidence. This is not anymore about opinions. This is not anymore about wishes. No, we need evidence behind decision making, because it's the only way to make it reproducible, reliable, and to become standards, to create standards. And that's why also we try to bring the piece of the equation that is currently quite lost, that it's in the area of quality of life, patient-reported outcomes, patient experience, and all the components of value of lymphoma care in this space that involve different dimensions as the societal value, the societal benefit, the components of the caregiver, the burden on the caregiver, the patient preferences also, and the ability to be back to a full life. I know that Harmony is a project that has like a starting date and a end date. And that's sad, because I think that after building all these big data platform and harmonizing the outcomes to collect and integrate that data, we could be changing the way other disease areas are functioning right now. For instance, I want to recall what Harmony offered in the context of the COVID pandemic, to integrate a lot of data sets available from all over the world and try to speed up the understanding of the disease. So my personal message to all the Harmony consortium partners, but also all the stakeholders that I'm calling today to support us, this is kind of call to action, that what Harmony is doing shouldn't stay only in the Harmony research proposals context, but should be properly integrated and should be taken as a big learning to determine the future of all the decision making in hematologic malignancies in general.